Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're well. Just getting our bits and pieces all set up, making sure that we're in frame, etc., etc. So I think we are. Just had my issues last week with our workout not coming up online. I'm just making sure we got audio up online. Oh, yeah, no, that's good. See, I'm watching you guys watching me. Okay, so Sammy, hello from Hertfordshire. That's late. If you're going to do it, awesome. Great. Okay, so what I actually wanted to start with today, I've had to write it on a different board, but I was following some. There's an asensei members Facebook group. Okay, so if you're an asensei member, jump on. You get on the Facebook group. Lots of people asking questions, etc., etc. So what I wanted to do today is I want to answer a couple of questions, and then we're going to do a workout which sort of summarizes a little bit of those questions. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit detail. Okay, so don't mind the stuff on the bottom of this right here. Okay. Oh, look at that. That looks really good. See, that was when I was tricking you guys into where we were going to do the marathon before Christmas. Okay, so if I had a better whiteboard apart from this one that I've got to put all my workout on, I just wanted to go through. We've got a lot of people asking around rating, saying, oh, I feel comfortable at certain ratings, etc., etc. This is basically the graph of power, like power and rate. Okay, so I think I've even got it in the wrong way. Hang on. Do I have it in the wrong way? I think I might even have it in the wrong way. So what we've got is we've got power here and we've got rating here. Okay. There you go. Power and rate. I knew something didn't look 100% right. Okay. So what happens is a lot of people love rating at sort of 22. Okay. So if we make this 20, and this is like 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 36, that type of thing, okay? So there we go, there's 20, and this is probably 36 plus. So power, you can't go past a certain point, okay? It's exponential, hence the exponential graph that we've got right here. Okay, now what happens is we're trying to find an intersect point somewhere across the graph where you've got a certain rating and a certain amount of power. Okay, so what the idea is to be able to do stuff here at 20 and try and push this up as high as we can. So maybe our graph starting here, and it will still taper off to this certain point, right? But what happens is if a lot of people are thinking, oh, I'm going to start, like I really like rating like 24 and stuff, what it does is it really just makes your graph like that big. Okay, so the idea of starting and doing a lot of training at say 20, 22 is to build up this area like right here. Okay, and we want to try and push it that way as much as we possibly can. And what that can do is over time is it can actually mean that this, where the plateau of this starts finishing, starts getting higher and higher and higher. Okay, so if this used to be a round number, 150 split is probably the maximum you can get to. Then all of a sudden, when we're up around 34, now you might be doing like a 148, and you start doing a little bit more and we start pushing this way, then your whole graph just starts doing this all the time, okay? And that's the idea, is we're trying to just push everything that way as much as possible. Now, this doesn't change too much because like ultimately rating, you might be able to squeak out a little bit further with say 38, but this whole area in here, once you get up around that 34, 36, 38 sort of level, there's not much happening, okay? Change is minimal, real minimal, okay? And so basically that's the idea of what we're doing. Bit of a mess. It's a nice graph, okay? But the whole idea of doing this work here from sort of 20 to 26 is our bread and butter aerobic training zone, makes you get fitter, okay? So we've got to spend the time here, and this is why a lot of my workout stuff is around this sort of area here, because all we're trying to do is get you to row really well at this 20, 22, get the technique, which allows you to keep that progressing along this way, but it just starts pushing your power output higher and higher and higher, okay? And if this starts at 2 minutes 20, whatever, then ultimately over time, now we want you to be doing 2 minutes 16s, or if you can go even further, 2 minute 10s. Okay, and so what that does is it's doing is your graph goes from this blue line, now you're on this red line and you're on there. Okay, but what I'm saying is if you start and you're doing a lot of your work at 26, you're just limited by the amount of space up here that you can increase by. Okay, and now I know that some people, and there were questions about people being short, older, that type of thing. All our graphs look basically the same. But what we want to do is we want to just make sure that we don't have a short amount of rate that we can find. If you go from 26 to like 36, you've only got 10 points in rating. You go from 20 to 36, you got 16 points. So that gives you a lot more space to be able to have more of your curve. Okay, and so this is the idea of around this mark here, the 20, 22, 24, is just looking for really good speed. And that's our aerobic training. That's people going for a jog. That's people going for a swim. That's people doing a bike ride. Okay, this is this stuff right here. And that's predominantly what we need to do on the machine to get fitter, okay, is do this. And then if we do this well, which is what a sensei is about, all the connected coaching, listening to the focus points, all that sort of stuff, it allows us to be able to push our power up, get better speed. Guess what? PB. Okay. And that's what we're all about. That's why we're doing this, so we can go faster and faster and faster. So that's a little bit of a graphical interpretation. Can probably get into it a bit more later. Take a screenshot. Go back and watch this again. But that's just a really, really brief outline, which I just thought I would throw up there for people to have a look at. Yeah. So other than that, now I'll get into the workout. Great. Okay, this can go back over here behind the skeg. Move it out the thing. Okay, so workout today. With all of that in mind, 4 10-minute pieces. So the 4 10 minutes is the easiest thing you're going to have to figure out today. Okay, that's what we're preparing for. The rate's only going to get up high towards the very end and the very last piece. Okay, so it looks really messy. I'm looking at it on my screen as well. Okay, 2 minute up downs. So we're going to do 20, 22, 20, 22, finish on 20. Okay, really easy, 2 minutes each one. Then we're going to do a 2 minute pyramid. So every 2 minutes we change, we go 20, 22, 24, 22, 20. Now the reason behind this is that we're trying to find that rhythm at 20. We give it a little bit more speed to get it up to 22 or 24, whatever it might be. And then we've got to go back to thinking about how we create that slow or that time on the slide. So we're not going to stop with the hands. And when I've been talking, and I hope it comes out really well, is that normally I'll say what we're just trying to do is make everything a little bit quicker. That's hands, that's legs, that's recovery, that's type of thing. So when we go up in rate and we go from like 20 to 22, it's not all of a sudden I've got to like drive the legs heaps quicker. Proportionately, everything has to move that little bit faster. Okay, that's what we're after. And so that's what we'll be doing going up, and then ultimately coming back down, we have to think of the reverse. So it's really just switching this on, making sure that we know how to do it, getting a feeling for it. It may feel really shitty and uncomfortable, okay, coming back down, because you're like, I just don't like coming back down. But hence why we're doing it, because I don't enjoy it either, because all of a sudden you're looking at good splits. Now they're slowing down and you're trying to hold the splits, which you can do for a little bit, but then obviously they keep slowing. And we don't like seeing slow splits, do we? So that's the case of trying to get it back onto what you were doing here and holding it and then holding that again, okay? So that's a good focus for that one. Then we're going to do another pyramid after that, and we're just going to go up 1 point in rate every time, every minute, okay? So we'll go 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, then 24, 23, 22, and we'll finish on 21, okay? Very similar thing again. It may sound really simple because it's only 1 point in rate, but it is quite difficult just to get that 1 point in rate, okay? And so it'll just naturally, it's the same sort of focus of what we've been doing up here. It's just trying to find the overall flow, okay? And this whole workout really comes back to the questions and why I drew that graph of a lot of people saying they can't hold it on 20, you know, or they find 24, 22, 26 sort of to be the rate. Yes, that's fine, but as I mentioned on the graph, we want to try as much as we can. 20 is sort of a really good round number, and it just allows us to find our speed at that. Find. I could have drawn another graph as well, which is what happens if you use the force curve on here. Is 20, you have to find the element of power to leg drive, etc., etc. Okay, so we've got to find that equilibrium of the sequencing of the stroke, which is what we'll work on today. So once we've done that one, the last piece to finish it off, 2 minute going up all the way, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So the last 4 minutes of this, we'll start getting a little bit of intense, but by that stage, we'll be good. We'll be rowing really well, and it's just going to pop it off towards the end. Okay, so that's basically it. So other than that, let's just do a little bit of a quick warm up, and we're into it. Okay, so I'm probably going to try and talk quite a lot through this piece today. Plus, I've got to keep focused because I want to keep in check with the rating, just in case you like, so we can all sort of follow along, etc., etc. And yeah, so we'll get going with that. I'm just going to put the old iPad over here just to make sure it doesn't cut out halfway through, and then we've got questions for after. Okay, so let's just jump on. Just doing our little bit of warm up, whatever you need to, just to get the back going. You know, have a stretch if you need. You might already be warmed up. Okay, but get those hammies going, Eric. Crikey. So it is. It's just all about how we create this sequence and this continuous motion. Nice and loose. Just trying to find a flow, a continuous motion. Okay. I know a lot of people might be really quick and then slow, you know, that type of thing. If that's how you row, you feel comfortable doing that, getting set up, that's good. I'm just trying to find a suppleness, a relaxation, which just allows me to get into the position I know is going to create good power. Okay, not going to be tight, and I can just flow along. Okay. So that's really about it, to be honest. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Set up our machine. Okay, just like normal, as we always do, because it's the best way to do our workouts. New workout, intervals time. Okay, chuck that up to 10 minutes. We've got 60-second break, which I feel is plenty. So 1 minute rest, leave it flashing there, give everyone a few seconds, get prepared, make sure they're all set, and then we're off. Okay, so quick drink or whatever you need to, and then we're away laughing. Okay, let's press our tick box. All good. Make sure it's on the screen that you want to see. As I say, there's a lot of different screens you can do. Display units. I always use the second button down on the right, which gives you the graph, which is nice because you try and get a nice bell curve. But maybe that's for another time to talk about. Okay, so let's rock and roll, basically. Good, turn the rowing goal on. Nice and set. So first one is just going up and down 2-minute changes, 20, 22, 20, 22, finish on 20. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Row. So first and foremost, just looking for patience at 20. Okay, what we always try and do is I recommend finding the rhythm. Okay, finding the rhythm, even if it takes you sort of 10, 15 seconds, find the rhythm first. Okay, I've got the rating, I'm on 20. Now can I actually just squeeze it out a little bit? Okay, can I add that little bit of pressure through the drive? Okay, so I'm still on 20. I'm just pushing onto the feet, balls of the feet, leaving the arms out long, and my speed starting to come down with it. I'm not stopping at the back. I'm allowing my hands to flow around, take us forward. Like if you did break the video down and put a time check on it, it probably would be at least 60-40 in terms of recovery time to drive time. But we're just trying to make it feel like it's a 1-to-1 ratio, okay? So here we go, ready to change. Free it up now, so up to 22. Remember, everything just moves quicker. Not one part of the stroke outweighing the other. Just the hands move quicker. We move a little bit quicker on the recovery. We're nice and sharp with that change in direction around the catch. And we're in a good hang as we feel the speed of the legs at that 22. Good. That's nice. Really good. With momentum. Okay, keep that flow with the hands. That's always where our rhythm starts. We get bogged down. We stop at the finish with the hands. We're generally gonna get stuck, have to rush forward. We won't let the chain draw us over. Okay. So when we go down, just remember every part of the stroke has got to have a little bit more patience. Okay, here we go. This one. Now, may take a little bit to get back to that 20. Gives us time now to feel a little bit more push all the way through the drive. Okay, good. It might feel slightly stronger if it does. Remember to stay out of the shoulders. Keep the hang. Okay, and depending on how tall we are, it just depends on how fast we have to move. Okay, so I'm 6'4". Someone who's 5'4", their movements might just be a little bit slower. Okay, doesn't mean that the power application is done in any different way. Okay, it just might mean a shorter drive phase. We still want to get connected around the front. Feel the arms hanging. Feel it on both feet. Good. And we feel that push all the way. Feel the weight all the way on the feet as we drive right from here to there. Okay. Just like that. Up again. Now. So now we've got more freedom again. Just move quicker. Nice. Another thing we'll get onto probably later is around breathing. So even just think about it now. Next 20 seconds, we've got our rhythm. Just think about when you're breathing. Okay. Everyone will be slightly different. And it will change as we go up in rate and as we get more tired. Okay. Focus on that. It's good. Okay, keeping everything moving. Long arms. Remember, stay out of the shoulders. Really hang off that handle. Use the body as we push. Body comes off the legs. It's good. Feel that drive. Opens everything out. Good. Nice. Good rhythm. Good flow. Okay, ready to go down again. Patience. Now. So just feel a little bit of focus on how much pressure you're pushing. How much patience is on the flow, on the recovery. Okay, nice. I want to feel how long our drive is. From the pickup right through. Good. Good hang. Nice. Heads up. Good flow. Good rhythm. Good elasticity. Yeah, nice. Remember to be soft and loose on the way forward. Okay, shake it out. Under the armpits. Not up here and tight. Okay, sit coming under, right up towards the ankles. Feel that stretch in the calves and the Achilles, because the body's pretty much set. Okay, really good. Nice, okay. Really good. First set. Wipe off the sweat. Okay, good flow. So this one's just going to be building through that 6 minutes and then coming back down for the last 4. Okay, 20, 22, 24, 22, 20, 2 minutes at each. Okay, so just a quick brief on that. You know, when you're at that lower rating and you come down, it's really about your connection and your power that you're creating and feeling it all the way through the drive. Okay, at 22, there's a little bit more speed with the body and the legs. So it's just getting the difference between those two. Okay, so here we go. Moving in. Now, so if you use erg data on your phone, when you do a session, connect it to your monitor, swipe it across, and there'll be, I think there's 6 squares. One of them has drive time and drive length, okay? And that picks up how long your drive is and also how quick it is at the same time. Okay, so you can have a really quick drive and still be long, but when you're a little bit lower in rate, the drive time should actually be a little bit slower because you've got a bit more body weight and pressure against the handle because the flywheel's slowing down a lot more. Okay, so we find that now. Think about as we roll around the front here, we get that connect. We're right onto the feet. The hands are hung out long. Push the feet. Hang in the arms. The backs get driven off by the legs through the middle of the stroke. Summation of forces in that sequence. Okay, good. You're trying to push it down, push the numbers down on 20, 22, changing. Now, good. And just like that, everything in the stroke now, just moving a little bit quicker than it was. That's good. Nice and loose. Remember on that recovery, nice and loose. No energy. Trying to let this machine take us forward. Okay, good. Nice rhythm. Nice flow. Good carry with the body. Nice. Remember the hands, brush the body around the back. Okay, keep an eye on your speed, because we'll go up. And when we come down, we don't want to be any lower than what we've been doing now. Okay? And I mean lower, I mean slower. Okay, good focus. So we're going to go up to this 24. Just remember, small change, move things quicker, keep it relaxed and loose. Here we go. 24. Now, everything moves quicker, a little bit more speed. Nice. Remember, if we get these hands away, the machine wants to pull us forward. We've got to let it happen. We'll take a big stroke, we sit it back. Not going to get the same rhythm coming forward. Nice. Okay, breathe into it. Check on that breathing. Okay, it'll be a slightly different rhythm than what it was before. Okay, but keep focused. Find what works. And keep this flow. Okay, keep the push. The legs are accelerated down. Hands move around. Good. Staying loose. All the muscle groups. We drive, and then we stay relaxed. Good. Nice flow. Hands away. Okay, so we're going to change down. Back to 22. On this one. Now, a little bit more patience. A little bit more pressure on the drive. Okay, good. Rather than it being overly accelerated, it's a little bit slower than what it was. Still connected. Still got the pressure. Okay. Maintaining that speed. Good push. Good. Holding that rhythm. Remember, rhythm is our metronome. It's our pendulum. It's our forward and back. We keep that going. It allows us to work on the other bits, which make it go. Go and relax. Work and rest. Okay, nice. Remember, don't lock the knees out. Be supple. Same with the arms. Let them float away. Draw us forward. Nice. That's good. Okay, trying to maintain the speed. Holding the rhythm. Ready to push down again. Patience, 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 patience. Here we go. Now. Good. Feel the drive time. Feel the pressure. Good. Feel that pressure. Come forward. Both feet. hang. Feel the core. Nice. Really good. Good rhythm. Okay, the flow is going to slow down and allows us to feel its pick up without grabbing, without the tension. Okay, loose, shake it out. Deep breaths. Okay, there it is. Good focus this last 40 seconds. Feel that pressure. Feel that push. Push away from the handle. Okay, imagine it. Leave it there and push. Connect it through the arms, the lats, and the body. It's going to come with us. Nice. Okay, final 5. Last one. Okay, really good. Okay. Good change up, control coming down. It was the idea of that piece. It's going to be exactly the same on this next one. You won't really notice it to start, probably not till the finish. When you sit there and you go, I changed up a point and rate every time, or I came down in a point and rate, you don't really notice it, okay? It just happens because it's just moving a little bit, okay? So that's the goal. Really try and work on these ratings. Let's get our rhythm. First 20, 25 seconds, start pushing the speed, and then we're just going to be going up 1 point every minute till 25, and then back down to 21. Okay, here we go. Now, so right onto that rhythm. Remember, find a motion first, which is right here. And then we start pushing the speed down. Okay, good. No, we don't have to just hit the first stroke and be right on the money. Okay, take a little bit. We're not testing ourselves. Okay, we're not trying to hit a personal best. We're working on our technique and our rhythm. And there's our rhythm there. There's our push. There's the body opening out. Okay, change up. Now, 21. Okay, it's just such a slight change. You may or may not see much of a speed increase. The idea, if we could get 1 more point for each of these ratings, that'd be a good start. More is better, but we want to work within ourselves. Okay, there's our flow, and all we've done is over this minute, we're just going to cover 1 more stroke. Okay, and that's it. So every little part of this stroke has just been a little bit quicker. Here we go again. 22. Now, so it's a little bit more freedom, leg speed, back speed. Okay, nice. Keeping the motion, keeping the flow. Good. Keep that breathing. Figure it out. Everyone's individual. Okay, nice. Okay, so the speeds are down from where you started a couple of minutes ago. That's good. Let's move it on again. Up one. Now on to 23. Remember, it's just a little bit more. Things just move quicker. Smoothly. And we just keep on feeling that rhythm change. The legs have got to move a bit quicker. Feel that motion. Feel that connection. Nice. Good rhythm. Couple more changes up to go. Up we go now. 24. Good. Good hang. Crikey. I thought I lost you there for a minute, team. Maybe we did. Maybe we did. Phone clicked out. Right, keep going. Last piece. Here we go. Now, 20. So hopefully you're still on. Put it that way. 20 for 2. 22. 24. 26. 28. Okay. So everything we've learned around this relaxation and hang, our speed, okay, good. That's quite bizarre. I don't know why we lost comms. Okay, so feel this push now. Feel that time there on the drive. Okay. It's just time. There's a difference too between time and like power. Okay, we want to find an even point between the two. So we're picking that flywheel. We're feeling the hang. That's good. And we've got those feet connected all the way as we push. Even when the bodies are coming in, the feet are still pushing us back. Okay, good. Right. Keep breathing, keep relaxed. We're going all the way up. So we'll move to 22 on this one. Now, so now all of a sudden that speed increases. The hands, the leg drive, we're tapping it along. Good. Nice. Okay, excellent. Okay, feel the hang. Feel the rhythm. Okay, good. Coming to the end of the workout, last set. Breathe. Stay relaxed. Face. Okay, try and stay relaxed in the fingers. Yes, I can feel my legs burning a bit, sweating, heart rate's up. Okay, aerobic zone, it's good. We know we're getting benefit in our fitness, so make sure we connect it with our technique and our power. Okay, good. Nice. Flow. Moving pendulum with the momentum. Nice. Really good. Both feet. Feel that compression as it comes up. Loading onto the feet. Good. Right, up to 24. Now. Good. There it is. Okay, just moving quicker. Remember, legs go down faster. Hands move around the back. Our momentum should feel 1-to-1. Time on the drive. Time on the recovery. Good. Remember, neither end there's any stop. We don't stop at the catch. We don't stop at the finish. We move around. Good. Continuous motion. Okay, nice. Good rhythm. Okay, focus on that. Last 5 minutes. Staying loose, relaxed, breathing, holding our speed. Okay, when we gain, we hold, we manage. Okay, try and be consistent. And we try and work the techniques. See what that does to the time, the speed. Okay, loose. Remember, keep this chain nice and flat. One plane. Okay, breathe into it. Up 2. 26. This. Now. Good. Okay, now we've got to find that pendulum. Here's our momentum. We're on 26. Tap it along. Okay, flywheel's moving. Remember to pick it up. Speed it's running. Round the front. Round the front. Good. Nice and loose. No tension in the shoulders. Try and get out the grab in the arms. Nice. A minute there. Hold this through. Breathe into it. Breathing. Good. Both feet. Feel the push. Feel the hang. Feel the rhythm. Nice. Okay. These last 2 minutes. Heart rate starting to climb. Got to try and stay aerobic. Okay. Loose. Move. And breathe. Okay. Remember to think about tap. Light and quick, not heavy and powerful. Here we go. This one. Now, remember, just move, hands, find the rhythm. Pendulum, back and forward. Get the hands away. Nice. Get them out. Brush the body. Let the chain take us forward. See how quick it happens. Elbows, flat, pass, and around. Okay, nice. Right, keep the flywheel spinning. Around the front. Breathe. Good. Nice. Okay, we've only got 1 minute left. See if you can squeeze it out. Hold the speed. Work. Rest. Feel that ratio. Leg drop. Speed the legs. Hang. Nice. Good. Sitting tall. Open the mouth. Breathing. Good. Nice hang. Nice speed. Good push. All the way to the line. Stay loose. Okay. Good. Okay, right through. Don't stop. Okay. Really, really good. Nice rhythm. Okay. Sorry about the old breakup in there, team. Don't know what happened then. Hopefully you stayed focused. Okay. Otherwise, she starts pushing up there at the end, okay? But I think that was perfect because we had a little bit of a place to go. Just give it a little bit of a nudge. Okay, nice, really, really good focus session. Okay, and you may look back on it and go, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Couldn't do it. Okay, really struggled to hit the ratings, that type of thing. Okay, and if that's the case, all I can say is it's really a rhythm thing and it's a consistency thing. So it's about, 1 point in rating. It's not a lot. So if you take the whole stroke, as technically it should be about 3 seconds long, then every stroke has to add that little bit more. Okay, I'm not great at maths in my head, but I'm thinking it's 5% extra speed. 5%? Yeah, it is 5% extra speed. So the whole stroke from here back to here, okay, 5% more. That's all you're adding, and that's what creates you from going, say, from 20 to 21. Hit your memory, and you can pop that into hit your menu. It'll pop that into the memory. And so this is the thing. All we're doing is we're adding 5% more. And it's 5% more speed with the hands here, 5% more coming forward, 5% a little bit focus around the front, and 5% more leg speed. And that adds up at the end of it. Now we're on 21 strokes a minute. So when we go up again, we're effectively just sort of adding about the same again. So when you do that, you're only adding 5%, but you're seeing a split or so change on the screen. And that there is where we've got to get that relationship between the extra movement the extra power and how much you're getting in terms of bang for your buck. And then when we go back to my curve, okay, if you can start that at a lower rating and you go to that higher rating, you're going to get a better curve all the way through. Okay, it's not going to be so closed up that you can only go from, say, 2 minutes at 26 to 1 minute 50 at 36. Okay, it might mean that you're 2 minute 5 or so at 20, but then when you get to 36, you might be able to push it under that 150 mark. Okay, because you've got a better progression and you've got a better use of the power and you've got a better use of the rhythm and that type of thing all the way through. Okay, so that's really the case of it. And that's why it is important to start that low stuff. As I say, it's like going for a jog. Now, I just find, I think if you're sitting on 26, a little bit higher, you're just not getting the most use out of what the machine's designed for, okay? You know, the machine's designed so that we're up here and it's a whole body movement. So the legs are driving, the body's coming in, you know, the arms are starting to finish as the body is, okay? And then we come back. Now, if we're doing 26, we might be a little bit shorter, okay? We might be just zipping too much. And we're not getting that, as I say, the trade-off between the amount of power and the rhythm that we've got. So it's really hard to put that into a broad spectrum, okay, because everybody is different and a lot of people like using this machine in a different way. I'm just really giving you my opinion as to how I see you doing better in the long term. If you want to hit PBs and stuff like that, doing it this way and progressing through all of these steps will get you to that PB and probably push a higher PB than you will if you've only got a small amount of room to go for from a certain rating up, okay? And yeah, 20 can be really hard and difficult and you're like, you know, I feel like I pull and I feel like I'm too tight in the arms because I'm trying to get it. Okay, that's fine. We've got to keep working on that. And if you do think 22 is like a better place for you to do a lot of your work, that's good. All you've got to keep focusing on is that rhythm, the flow, the length of your stroke. As I say, turn your erg data into the stroke length. You know, jump on there one time, have a play, you know, swipe it to the left so you don't see the screen that you normally do. Left, right, no, swipe left, yeah. And it will give you some more facts, you know, height, like your peak force and all sort of stuff, your average force. But the drive length and the drive time are definitely ones because you can have a play. You can be like, okay, I'm going to get, because if you don't get it connected at the front, that doesn't count as your drive length. So it's once it's starting to create that power. So if your drive length's quite short, you might be like, okay, I actually need to get a little bit better with my connection out the front. I need to use my body a bit more towards the back, that type of thing. Okay, so that's something to try. Just going to grab the old iPad and I'll see everyone having a laugh. Yep, Mark, lost you. Hopefully you jump back on, Mark. Right, let's cover off some details, shall we, team? Hello from Wales. Catch up this week with a great loan. Awesome. Thanks, Joe. Sam, any tips on controlling breathing? I've heard it's important to breathe once at the end of the drive. Oh, mate, I'm going to do a video on breathing. I don't know because everyone's so individual and it does depend on where you're comfortable breathing at the same time. Because when I said to you, I think in that second piece to just think about your breathing, that type of thing, I actually found myself breathing in on the drive. Okay, and I don't know if that's like the right way to do it or not, but I think that's just what I was doing. Maybe because I'm talking a little bit as well, because I get pretty puffed and I have to catch up my breathing sometimes. So I think at the moment I'd actually have to just do a session and really think about it and then put some notes down and then talk about it while I do a set, okay? So it's not something you really focus on, to be honest, because you just get used to doing what you're doing. But as I think I've said before a couple of times, yes, your breathing does change on the amount of breaths you need to take. You'll get out of rhythm at a certain rating and a certain time and a certain intensity. So, you know, you might be 20 minutes into a row and you've jumped up the rate. And then you're in this in-between area where you're like, man, you know, you feel like there's like you just want to go and like reset, but of course you can't because you're in the rating. So there is points where it does become difficult. And then when you get up to that high stuff, you're basically just trying to get in breaths when you can. And they might not be the best, like really deep ones. They might be quite short and whatever, but you've just got to be almost forcing like really using a lot of your lung muscle and your diaphragm to really pull it in and pull it out and push it out. So I'll have a think about that. Otherwise, you've really just got to get into a rhythm yourself and think about it, and find out what works for you. And you will find a point where you're like, I really feel like I need to take a big breath, but I'm going to lose my rhythm if I do that. And so that does happen. Okay. And so it's really just working on that, finding an individual. Jojo, me not dying. Yeah. Thanks for the motivation. Cheers, Sam. Jeremy, thanks, Eric. Nice feeling. Weight control coming on my feet on the recovery as the rate went back down. Yeah, good call, Jeremy. I probably didn't actually say that, to be honest. Oh, and I lost you in that 1 minute stuff. Yeah, so when, like, this is the thing, when you go up and you come down, you notice more time, you know, and you're like, okay, I've got more time on the thing. So maybe you do feel that seat slide more into the front. And that's why pyramid work actually is quite good, because you've got to find control, which is what Jeremy said here. It's controlling things. So on the way up, you're finding rhythm and you're finding freedom and you're working things and you're moving nice and thing. But as you come back down, you have to purposely think about how you manage it, because you've got to come down. You know, I've told you, you've got to come down. And so, of course, the rating's coming down, the pace is slightly coming down as well, but you're trying to maintain it as much as possible. So, yeah, you do have to control these hands around the back, because normally when I talk to you about we're going up, I'm telling you to get more freedom, you know, let it go, let it go, let it go. Then all of a sudden we're winding it back and it's like, oh, now you've got to control it. So I have been thinking about it for a while to do some sort of up-down pyramid stuff, because I think there is really good benefit in it. You don't have to do it a lot, because normally you're trying to just keep this freedom and this flow and this rhythm. And ultimately, when you're testing, you're not going up and down, but you are just trying to find that freedom and that flow. Okay, so nice one, Jeremy. Lilith, hi from the Cayman Islands. Wow, thanks for tuning in. Mark, thanks, Eric. When you reach 28 strokes per minute, are you close to 80% heart rate max, still aerobic? So no, my heart rate's definitely gone well over 80%. But when you talk about aerobic zone, 80% is like this beautiful spot. But the 80% is when you're producing like 2 millimoles of lactic acid, okay, lactate. So that there is where you can manage yourself very comfortably, and you're always trying to push a little bit more power to keep the same lactate, that type of thing. 4 millimole, you're starting to get up around sort of your U1. So at this stage, I would say that you're somewhere in the middle, like 3. So you're still technically aerobic, because you're using enough oxygen to get in that your system's not clicking over and starting to use the lactate to like produce your energy. So there is a point where like 82% and talking about like UT2, that's the number. But it's like anything, there's a standard deviation where you're getting benefit. And we're just at the higher level of that standard deviation when it comes to that. So I think my heart rate might have been like 175, maybe 178 towards the end of that. And of course, 165 is sort of my bread and butter number. So it's up on the higher end, but because we went through the aerobic and you push it through, I think you find that you're still in that aerobic area because you're still working that aerobic, but it's just getting a little bit harder and harder to do it. Now, if you just start off straight away at 28, what generally tends to happen is the body just spikes straight into more of an anaerobic model and energy burning system, rather than it being in the aerobic, because you've just gone straight there. The muscles are just like, bang, shit, I don't have enough oxygen. I haven't been running enough red blood cells through, that sort of stuff. And that's where you'll find. Okay. So yeah, I think we probably were right on the edge of it, and it's only because we build through it. Okay. Sammy, thanks, Eric. Struggle with the seat hitting my heels every time I come to the catch, regardless of my stroke rate. I know it makes it less efficient, but have you got any tips to stop it, Sammy? Sammy, so yeah, okay. The seat coming right up is really, like, obviously if you've been able to, like, you must be super flexible. Maybe like the only thing you can really do is try and lift your feet up a little bit more, so that you're probably in that sort of position. And I know that's like, okay, that's probably bloody awkward, but you know, it's sort of as high up as you can get it, because, and if you're still hitting it, that's just you, okay? So if that's what's happening, the only thing you can make sure that you do is, if you are hitting, it doesn't matter, okay? But it's about how you're doing this part here, okay? That connect, okay? And because my flywheel's going, there's a lot of weight on the end of it. So even if you are right up in here and doing it, if your shins are really, really well over vertical like that, I'm having a look at my thing, you're not really going to get any power until you're about here. It's about vertical. And so that little bit there is slightly wasted. But if you are connected and you let it naturally come back to here, and then you've got the power going through, you'll find you'll be in a really good power zone for a longer period of time. So there's probably nothing to stop you hitting your heel, like unless you're just not getting your hips forward as well, like so you're getting up and under here. So it's really difficult to tell without knowing like your style and the technique and whether you've actually got the length like out the front, that type of thing. So you just got to keep working on things like that. So there's nothing. This is the thing about the machine. There's millions of different techniques. No two people are the same. There's a common theme. It's a common way. It's physics. You know, it's a force curve, which means the ideal force curve's like a big box. You go straight up, hold it all the way through, drops off. Okay, it doesn't work like that because it's impossible. So a nice sort of rounded bell curve. So if you're still getting a really nice rounded bell curve while you're doing this, then perfect. So maybe try when you're doing it to like press the second button down on the right and you'll see kg pounds on the side. And as you roll along, you'll see the force curve like make its shape. Okay, and you're trying to get that as really bell-shaped as you can, just nice up and down. So if you are getting to the front and then it's a bit wobbly at the front and there's a bit of a scatter in the graph, it does mean that whatever you're doing out here is not actually connecting to the machine. Okay, so that's probably about the only other thing I can think of, to be honest. Otherwise, chuck a question in the asensei chat on Facebook and I'll have another think about it and see what I can do. Right. Mark, used dynamic tonight, enjoyed it. Very different, had to concentrate a lot more. Yes, Mark, dynamic, a lot different. Okay, and that there, especially with the dynamic, as I say, it's very, very useful to on-water rowing because you'll find, as you see there, like on here, I'm telling everyone to let the chain draw them back to the front. Whereas on the dynamic, you don't have that same feeling. You've got to make that move. And then, of course, as you draw your feet, and your feet come towards you, then the handle goes out. So it's a little bit different. Yes, it will be challenging, but there is no reason why you can't still be trying to focus this. And it's because they come right back up underneath you, you can really focus on your drive, okay, and the whole body movement of the stroke. Sam, one more thing from me, on longer pieces over 45 minutes, how important is it to try and keep the same splits throughout and not naturally negative split as I do? Well, if you do a decent warm-up, so 5 minutes building up to the speed, then basically you've just got to try, if you're negative splitting and your heart rate's not coming up as well, you just got to start harder. But it's about all there is to it. As you get fitter and fitter and fitter, it is harder and harder and harder to work harder. Okay, sounds so stupid, but it is. You know, I used to be, when we were super fit, I'll be on the machine, you know, pumping sort of 143s on here for an hour. And you'd start off and the heart rate would take 10, 15, maybe sometimes longer to get up to my aerobic zone. And then it would basically stay there. So you've got to, like, I'm stupidly fit at this stage. Okay, not like we all are now. So if you are negative splitting and your heart rate's not sort of going up as well, maybe just try and push it a little bit harder to start with. And then when your heart rate gets to that level, and then just try and maintain it, okay? But if you're going faster and your heart rate's sort of going up as well, it's not bad as long as you're not sort of getting too out of range. But I think if you're getting negative splitting, just go a bit harder at the start, eh? Just give it a little bit more off the blocks and really just focus on that. So if you're finishing, round numbers here, if you're finishing, you know, 150s at the end of your 45 minutes or whatever it is, then start on 150s. You know, don't start sort of 52, 53 and build it down. Just start on it and just really try and rip it down and keep it consistent. Because ultimately, yes, you just in longer stuff, aerobic, if this is you for rowing, that type of thing, even splitting and trying to be consistent is definitely like the best way to go. Okay, awesome. Sammy, thanks, mate. Great session. Warwick, breathing pattern changes as heart rate, stroke rate, what is duration changes? Absolutely. There's no set pattern. It's a very dynamic, personal thing. Yep, everyone has a sweet spot. Important to discover your personal sweet spot. Warwick, you just nailed exactly what I said. It is difficult. I think what I might do is I might think about trying to do a video that we can put on here about it. It'll more just be like, I don't know if I'll do like a session as such around it, because it's going to be, well, I could, but I'm going to have to, like, you're going to have to do a whole session where you just increase all the way. So it would be a really solid, like 30 minutes really working up to be quite hard so that we're right in that sort of hurt zone. And the other thing around it as well is that building up through it is a completely different kettle of fish as just doing 1 minute bursts, that type of thing. So maybe, yeah, I have to think about that anyway, because a few people have been asking the question. Yeah, but as I say, it's always personal. You know, do what you can, etc., and yeah, it's all good. Okay, great. Right, thanks, team. I might have to put when this comes out live on thing, I might have to say that there's a short 5-minute gap, but don't stop rowing, keep going. For anyone that wants to carry on it. They all know what they're doing, so it should be fine. And if they quit, bugger it, never mind. Okay, right. Thanks, team. As I say, always hope everybody's well. Social distance, wear a mask, listen to the experts. There's no conspiracy theories going on. Okay, let's be adults about this. Think about it. Know what we need to do to get through this, because it's not going away. We're going to have to deal with it. So do your best. Common sense. Thanks for joining us. Keep up with the asensei. Anybody that's not on it, jump over to the asensei link. Go check it out. There's some good discounts on it at the moment, I understand. Other than that, plenty of stuff coming in the pipeline. I have been filming this 5K thing, but we're still getting through some sessions and a bit of programming. So for anyone that has been asking, it's coming. It's coming soon. Okay. All the best, team. Thank you very much. See you again next week.